I'm Sara Moulton. Today we're going to Brazil, no passport required, via Danbury, Connecticut, where a huge population of Brazilian Americans live and shop. Our guide is Brazilian chef Leticia Moreinos Schwartz. And after shopping for bacalhau and other Brazilian delicacies, we're heading back to my kitchen to make traditional salt cod with eggs, potatoes, and olives, and zin, a spicy chicken, shrimp, peanut, and cashew stew that came to Brazil by way of Africa. So raise your caipirinha and start to samba. We're visiting Brazil today on Sara's Weeknight Meals. Funding provided by
Subaru is committed to building vehicles that have the capability to make the most of every day. Vehicles like the versatile Subaru Forester. Adventure isn't just for the weekends anymore. Subaru, a proud sponsor of Sara's Weeknight Meals.
Family-owned and Indiana-grown, Maple Leaf Farms is proud to sponsor Sara's Weeknight Meals. Since 1958, Maple Leaf Farms has provided a variety of duck products, from appetizer to entrees, ready to prepare or fully cooked, for restaurant chefs and home kitchens alike.
King Arthur Flour Golden Flax adds a mild, nutty flavor. Recipes at kingarthurflour.com.
Danbury, Connecticut is a typical New England town. But if you stop to listen, you might hear a samba wafting through the air. A growing population of Brazilians has brought in new shops and cafes, like Banana Brazil. I went there for coffee with local Brazilian chef Leticia Moreinos Schwartz. So what do we have here?
So we have a bunch of Brazilian savory snacks and sweets.
Leticia trained and worked as a French chef, but returned to her culinary roots when she moved here. Now she makes these snacks for her kids at home.
This is coxinha de galinha, which is a chicken fritter.
Okay.
And it's in the shape of a drumstick. But it's really in the shape of a Hershey Kiss, right?
I'm not ready, but I'm going to eat it like a drumstick.
Yes,
there we go.
yes.
That's really good.
So good, right?
A lot of spices in there.
Yeah, yeah. And it's fried in breadcrumbs and stuffed with chicken. Then we also have quibe. Now, quibe is an interesting part because in Brazil, we had a lot of immigrants coming in the early 1900s from Syria.
I was waiting for you to say the Middle Eastern.
Exactly.
So tell me what's in there.
So it's made with bulgur and ground meat. This one is so delicious.
Yeah, it's so different. A little peppery, black peppery, I think.
I love this preparation. And then here we have two typical pastries from Brazil, which are brigadeiro, the national candy in Brazil. And it's made with sweetened condensed milk. Okay. And we do it in many flavors. And this one is with coconut. We call it beijinho. Sara, I want you to try this cheese rolls.
Ooh.
We call it pão de queijo, and it's very typical of Brazil. From north to south, it's loved all over.
Oh my God.
Isn't it so delicious?
What a wonderful moist texture.
Exactly, and chewy and
Cheesy.
and moist.
How does it get that
Right?
wonderful texture?
It's from the yucca flour or yucca flour.
I am so excited to go make some Brazilian food with you.
Me too. I want to take you to the store, which is very nearby. And we can buy all the ingredients that we need to cook. We can buy the salt cod, then the oil, everything is there.
Wow, that's terrific. Let's get going.
Yeah. So Sara, this Fernandez store is where you can find most things Brazilian.
I should say so.
Right?
Yes. Wow.
So I want to find this ingredient. Here it is, colorau. or they say it here, colorifico. It
Wow,
looks like a paprika.
It does. It's really bright red.
Right, right. And it came to our cooking by the way of the Indians. They used to paint their skin red. I actually think that they still do.
And yet it's okay for human consumption, huh?
Yes, it is.
Even
we'll
though
need
it's
that
skin
for
dye.
our stew.
Okay, all right. I'm going to trust you.
Okay. We will need that.
What is that?
The dende oil.
What's dende oil?
We will need for our chicken stew. It comes from the palm tree.
Oh.
Very oily, and it's extracted from the fruit pulp. That's why it separates like that.
Oh, I was going to ask. It's like two-tone there.
Right.
Is this like a flavoring and like an intense flavoring kind of thing?
Very iconic, very intense flavor, typical from Bahia, you know, and it's great in the chicken stew.
All right. There we go.
So the pão de queijo that we just tasted, it's done with polvilho azedo. And this is manioc starch or yucca starch.
Oh,
or
okay.
tapioca starch. There are so many names.
names for the same thing. And they're gluten-free?
They are gluten-free.
Terrific.
Okay, so this is fresh yuca, Sarah.
Ah, yes.
The most important vegetable in Brazil, I would say, from the nutritional point of view and from a historical point of view. We extract so many things from this vegetable. The flowers that we talked about, juices, I mean, the leaves, I mean, I can think of more than 10 things that are
And this is
prepared
what
with-
tapioca is made out of?
Yes, from yucca, from yuca.
Yucca. Wow.
How do you say yucca or yucca?
I say yucca.
I say yucca.
Yeah, there you go.
Sarah, and let me show you the salt cod.
Oh, wow.
This is what it looks like.
Unrefrigerated, huh?
Unrefrigerated, because there's so much salt that it doesn't need to be refrigerated. And this is what Portuguese colonizers used many years ago when exploring the world.
Because this would keep forever because it was salted and dried.
Exactly.
All right, so let's take...
Yep.
We need a whole one, right?
Yes.
But
For our bacalhau gomissá, so you need to make sure that you soak it for 1 to 2 days in a lot of water.
okay, and we gotta get home and get soaking it.
Yep.
I'm here to cook a classic Brazilian meal with Leticia Moreinos Schwartz. And it's called, what's it called?
Bacalhau gomissá.
All right, no, I could never pronounce that because it's salt cod, which is my
Exactly.
favorite. So where do we start?
So I'm chopping some onions and we are going to cook them in olive oil
Okay.
over low heat.
Okay. And meanwhile, you want me to slice the potatoes
That
to go
would
in
be
there.
great.
Okay, first you need to boil the potatoes. I love salt cod.
Oh my God.
I just love it.
As a Brazilian, me too. It's such an important ingredient in Brazil. You can find it in any supermarket. What's most important when working with salt cod is to desalt it properly, or else our dish is going to be much too
Very salty. Okay, and so you have to soak it for several days, 3 times a day.
Change
the
the
water.
water exactly 3 times a day.
And do that for 3 or 4 days.
1 or 2 days is
One?
fine.
Okay, so we have some that we've been soaking. And I guess what you could do is, before you leave for the office in the morning, put some cold water on it. When you come
Right.
home at night, put
Change
more cold
again.
water. Change
Yeah.
the water. And then when you go to bed, change the water.
There you
so
go.
presumably 2 or 3 days later, you have it nicely soaked.
Right, and we're gonna cook it in milk because the milk
let me get the milk.
absorbs the salt better than water.
You know what milk also does, and you may have known this too, that anytime you have something that's very strong flavored, like fish or liver or game, if you soak it in milk, it takes out some of the strong aromas.
There you
so
go.
I'm going to combine these two in here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just lift it out.
Yep.
All right. You can buy it besides the whole side. You can buy center cut pieces.
You can. So we also need some parsley, some olives,
Yes, okay.
potatoes you have.
Yes.
This is looking beautiful.
So these are beautiful. These look like calamata.
Yes.
And they're pitted, is that correct?
That's perfect.
Here, I'm going to move the fish too so you have some room to work. Wow, that is salty. Yikes.
Isn't it?
And it's so stiff from all that salt. All right. These are boiling potatoes. And this is your favorite kind to use for this dish?
Yes.
Because they hold their shape, is that
Well,
it?
because they're young and sweet, but you can also use other types of potatoes.
So you're going to do those, I'm going to do these, and then you're going to chop some parsley, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I should get the casserole, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we do to the fish? Because so it's simmered for about 15 minutes, and the idea being it softens and gets a little less salty. So show me, I know
So
these are your weapons.
Exactly. So
Okay.
at this point, we want to flake the fish.
Okay.
You can just fork it.
Oh,
We
well,
can do
let's
that.
fork it.
Let's fork it.
You go ahead.
Okay.
We can flake it right in there.
Yep. And you just go like this.
Oh.
Very easily.
Now, if you do
Nice.
it by hand, it's going to be coarser than if you threw it in a food processor.
Right.
Everything just goes in now except, oh, I know we have a fun topping, right? The eggs.
The eggs.
Okay, so should I just dump this in?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. All right. Now, oh, that looks
Now
so yummy.
cod.
Oh, and our onions. I can get our
Yes.
onions in there.
And I'll go ahead and dump this.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, this looks so good. Now I know we add some olive oil too. Is olive oil very traditional in Brazilian cooking?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Especially in Portuguese cooking.
Should I measure the olive oil or do you want me to just pour?
How about we just eyeball it?
Okay, you're going to say when. Here we go. Okay.
Maybe some pepper too.
Okay, I will do that.
I think I would say about then.
That's good? Okay.
Right.
And some pepper, and we have eggs too.
Yes.
Which I think is so interesting.
And this combination of cod, potatoes, onions, olives, and eggs, we have so many different dishes, and for each little different step or different thing that we do with the cod or with the potato or with the onion, then the dish receives a different name, you know?
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Can I?
Yes, go ahead. Do you want me to help you a little bit? There we go. Okay, and if you did this with fresh cod, how would you do it exactly?
Then I would keep the cod whole, and I would
think that's
lay
good.
it on top of the onions and potatoes.
And then bake it for a little while and then
Yes.
finish it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you love, I have to say, there's certain little gadgets I love, and this is one of my favorites too.
Yes.
Okay, so but you're going to, I
Okay.
want you to do it the way you
Okay.
normally do it.
That's
So these are
very-
hard-boiled eggs. And then you spread it on top.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so now this goes in the oven for what?
About 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh,
More olive oil.
oh, that looks so delicious. Okay, so if you could open the door for me, I will
Sure.
pop this in. Okay, there we go. And you said about 15, we're just really heating it because everything in there is cooked.
It's cooked, yeah.
Okay, good. So we can make the side dish. And I understand we have a classic.
Yeah. We're gonna saute some collard greens, and it brings me back to the image of the old ladies in Brazil cutting some collards like paper thin.
Wow.
Yeah.
They shave them by hand.
By hand and like hair thin,
Wow.
you know?
Okay, so let me guess, olive oil?
Olive oil.
Oh, okay. And then we've got a little bit of garlic there.
Yep.
Okay, how much
May
olive
I?
oil? Yeah, you do whatever, you're in charge.
Sure.
But if you want more
let's
oil,
go.
let me know.
A little bit more.
Okay. This is great.
We're gonna
Okay.
add the collard greens.
Okay.
And
Who
then
knew that?
we,
You know, it's so funny what crosses over to different countries and different cultures. So collard greens in Brazil.
Yes,
Collard
definitely.
greens in the South.
Yes.
Because
You
of the
see,
African influence.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, I see that.
Season with some salt and pepper. So good. Do you want to taste?
Oh, of course.
Isn't it?
So simple.
I think it's ready.
Okay, good. So I'm going to get the casserole.
Okay.
Yum. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, piping hot.
Yes. How do you like it?
Delicious. I'm going to make it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bite. Hello. I'm here with Leticia Moreinos Schwartz. Boy, that's such an interesting combination of names.
Yes.
And we're making a second Brazilian dish. This time we're in Bahia, right?
Yes.
I never went to Bahia. And it's with chicken and nuts and all sorts of things. And it's called?
Chinchim de galinha.
Yeah. Okay, then. All right. So we're starting with, I'm cutting up some garlic here. We got 3 cloves. This is to marinate the chicken.
Right.
And this is just cut up chicken, right?
Right. With a little bit of lime juice.
Okay. And it's one whole chicken here, cut up. And you just want this coarse, right?
Yes.
So about like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks about right.
Okay.
And I have about 3 tablespoons of
Fresh
lime juice.
Yeah, lime juice, yummy. Okay, I'm going to let you get all chickeny.
Yes.
We're going to take turns chickening up. There we go.
So we're gonna just marinate this.
And how long do we marinate it for?
For about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. So you massage that.
Massage the chicken to make sure that it's all covered in lime and garlic, etc.
Okay, so you can hose down with my
Yes.
soapy water.
Okay, your
And I'll
soapy
get out
water.
the shrimp here. The shrimp will get out the shrimp. Okay. This is just a medium small shrimp. Now, here comes the dende oil, huh?
So the dende oil, it's
at that
really
color.
typical in Brazilian cuisine, especially from the region of Bahia.
So that's 2 tablespoons we're adding to the shrimp, and we're going to marinate these at room temperature
Right.
while we do everything else.
Yes.
Okay. So let me toss this up, and now, you want me to chop an onion?
Please do. And I'm gonna chop some scallions.
Now, are scallions used a lot in Brazilian
Very
cooking?
much so, yes.
All right. So I bet you our chicken's been marinating enough.
Yes,
What do you think?
let's check on
Should I
that.
grab it?
Yep, please do.
All right. Now we have to pat this, right? Because we don't want it to be
Yep,
all wet. It won't brown nicely. Do you want me to put some oil in the pan?
please do.
Again, we're using olive oil.
Yes. And then I'm gonna season the chicken with some salt and pepper.
I'll get the pepper for you. Oh, it smells good, that oil. Okay, here we go. Quickly, so we can get it into the pan. Get some tongs there. All right.
Okay.
So those guys all go in. I can knock off more garlic if you want. So we're just going to get a lot of color on them.
Yes.
And how long does it take to brown them?
So about 6 to 8 minutes
Okay.
until it's brown on both sides. What I love about this dish is that it really unlocks the secret to Brazilian cuisine. It's kind of like there's this whole myth that you have to go to Brazil to find the ingredients, when really everything that we have here is local, and the result is very exotic.
Wow.
Okay, so we're
Yeah, we just
browning all over. We're gonna finish cooking the chicken in the braising stage. So I'm gonna remove them all. And can you grab a piece of foil for me, Sarah?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Because we want to cover to make sure we keep it moist.
Now,
All
so you
right.
want the onions and the scallions?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
All right.
So I'm gonna lower the heat.
Now, it's interesting that you're using both onions and scallions. Why is that?
Oh, in Brazil we do everything with onions and scallions.
Okay, that's so they're always
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of salt and maybe some pepper.
Pepper. Here we go. Yep. And are we trying to get color on this or not, or just soften?
Just to soften.
Okay.
But we do want to scrape those.
Deglaze the pan. All that yummy
Exactly.
stuff from the chicken.
Exactly.
Chicken juices. And now all the good
Man.
stuff goes in.
Oh, the good
I mean, up
stuff.
until now, it could be anywhere. Okay.
Exactly.
Now,
So
what is that stuff?
Let me tell you about
Oh, that's what we
this.
bought at the market.
Yes, yes.
Look at that color.
In Portuguese, we call it colorau.
I'm gonna try it.
Colorau, it comes from the fruit called urucum, which is from the Amazon region.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting there. I can't identify this flavor either. Okay, and it's used mainly for color.
Yes.
Okay, so that was turmeric. I'm smelling
And
that.
some
That I
turmeric.
recognize finally.
Right.
It's going to give the color, too. We're looking for that nice orangey color.
Right,
But we're
right.
getting it all over the place.
Which
We're
is
getting
very typical from Brazilian dishes, that orangey, reddish color. So now we're going to add our tomatoes. How about if you add the tomatoes, I'll add a little bit of tomato paste.
These are beautiful. These have been peeled and seeded. Okay, and then there's our
some
tomato.
nuts. Ground peanuts and cashews.
We pulse these in a food processor until they got really fine.
Right.
What's their role here?
So the nuts are basically a binding agent.
Okay, so nuts in.
Right. So
All right.
just a little bit
And
more
again,
salt
we're
and
layering
pepper.
our seasoning. You want more pepper?
Please do.
Okay.
And I'm going to measure here about 1.5 cups of chicken stock.
Okay.
Starting to smell so good already.
And that's coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
But not that sweet stuff.
Right.
Which is for drinks.
Exactly.
But coconut milk, regular coconut milk.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to bring that to a boil. We're
Okay.
going to make sure
Turn
that
it up
we
a
mix
little bit.
well.
Oh, this looks so delicious. There's so much going on in there.
Doesn't it? I love the color.
Yeah. There it goes. Just about.
So at this point, we want to cook the chicken low and slow.
Oh, yes. You sound like a girl from the South, like you're making barbecue. Okay, so we turn it down to a simmer. I have a brilliant idea.
Yes.
Let's go have your national drink, the caipirinha.
Caipirinha.
Okay, on my porch. Come on out.
Okay.
Wow.
Isn't it so amazing?
So what's in there?
So this is a mixture of lime, sugar, and cachaça.
What is cachaça?
Well, cachaça is the national beverage in Brazil. Just like there's tequila in Mexico, vodka in Russia, so cachaça in Brazil. And it's extracted from fresh sugar cane juices.
So how long have you been here again?
So I've been here about 14 years.
Wow, that's a long time. What do you miss the most about Brazil?
Oh gosh, I think but what I miss the most is really the people. We love to sing, we love to dance, we love to eat.
Samba.
Yes, samba.
Yes.
And I certainly love to cook.
Yes, this is true.
To Brazilian cuisine.
There you go. Yes. Oh boy, I like that cachaça.
Wasn't it
Yeah, I might have to
delicious?
get some of that for home. I think the husband would like it.
Ooh, looking good. That's
Smell
the
that.
color of Brazil.
Wow. Okay, but we're not quite. We need to get the shrimp
The
in there,
shrimp.
right? Okay,
So I'll
let me-
cover this until we get the shrimp.
Okay. We need more dende oil, though.
Yes, we do.
That's pretty good. Oh yeah, no, it's very good. Actually, I'm going to take it off because it's there. We go, because it's smoking.
Okay, right.
So you'll get
It
that
has a low.
smoke point.
Yep.
Okay. We need some cilantro too.
Yes. Okay. So I'll just pour the whole thing, including the oil.
Of course.
Okay.
Wow. All right, in we go.
Wow. Nice, nice. The smell of it is just so wonderful.
So
Okay,
do you think we're ready?
we're ready?
Okay, so we're going to go outside to finish those caipirinhas.
Yes.
And have our lunch. Ooh, I'm excited. Wow, I can't wait to try this. But first I have a question. Who is our guest at the table?
So this is a Baiana from Bahia, and in the streets of Bahia, you'll see African Brazilian ladies like that. This looks amazing.
So that little doll is like good luck for you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy.
Is it so delicious?
There's so many layers of flavors and textures and all sorts of great things in there. Now you have to tell me a Brazilian toast.
Saúde.
What does that mean?
To health.
All right, here we go then. Saúde.
Saúde.
Yes, there we go. Nice. Sarah's Weeknight Meals continues online. For recipes, helpful tips, messages, and lots more, visit us on the web at saramoulton.com/weeknight meals.
Subaru is committed to building vehicles that have the capability to make the most of every day. Vehicles like the versatile Subaru Forester. Adventure isn't just for the weekends anymore. Subaru, a proud sponsor of Sarah's Weeknight Meals.
Family owned and Indiana grown, Maple Leaf Farms is proud to sponsor Sarah's Weeknight Meals. Since 1958, Maple Leaf Farms has provided a variety of duck products, from appetizer to entrees, ready to prepare or fully cooked, for restaurant chefs and home kitchens alike.
King Arthur Flour Golden Flax adds a mild, nutty flavor. Recipes at kingarthurflour.com.